We lose our health and create profitable diseases and dependencies by failing to see the direct connections between living and eating, eating and working, working and loving. This is a quote by Wendell Berry. This is what I was thinking of while making this pie crust because it really did feel like it was not going to ever come together, but of course it did. And it's a great reminder that our efforts mean something because it turned out delicious and was gone within 5 minutes of me baking with this pie crust. I think we do need to be reminded now and again on why our efforts in the kitchen actually mean something. Because the food that we prepare for our family is appreciated, is enjoyed more than just for its flavor, its taste, its texture. We enjoy and appreciate our meals for the process of cooking it from scratch, but for the choice of ingredients that we have, for real foods that we have grown in our own backyard, the literal fruits of our labor. Gardening in our household is a family task. We all contribute and then we all get to reap the harvest. Over here, I am slicing and dicing some apples to make homemade apple butter. It is actually very, very easy to make homemade apple butter. You simply have to chop up your apples, add spices. I added cinnamon and nutmeg, and then I added some sugar and lemon juice, and then I'm going to slow cook it overnight. In the morning, I will take it out and use my immersion blender to puree the overnight baked apples, and then I'm going to just stick it back in my slow cooker again and continue cooking it for about 2 hours. At the end of this video, I will show you what the end result of the homemade apple butter looked like. Now I am making some gluten-free oat cakes, and a friend of mine recommended that I add pumpkin seeds to it, and she was spot on. This was a great cracker that was filling and tasted earthy, and it's just a great base for peanut butter or cream cheese or whatever kind of spread that you like. Now, to make crackers, the key is to roll them out really thin, and I don't think I did a very stellar job of rolling out the dough in this particular video, but I have made it more times since, and I did manage to roll them out really thin and make them into smaller squares using my pizza cutter, and they did turn out way better than I'm showing you now. They were pretty good now, but they were just like store-bought crackers once you roll the dough out really thin and make them into smaller squares. Having these homemade snacks made for the week really helps my week go smoother as we are out and about on field trips or at co-ops where I am not in a rush. I am not worried about what my kids are going to eat while we're out for 6-7 hours, because we have something that we can just grab and go, and I don't have to rely on store-bought goods that are small and not very affordable when I am feeding so many kids. These snacks keep them satiated for much longer because they're made with good, wholesome ingredients and nothing processed. This next recipe is a protein muffin, and I'm just adding some vanilla to flavor it. but essentially I just mixed some buttermilk, flour, eggs, baking soda, salt, and sugar, and then I added some extra protein powder. It's a pretty standard method of making a muffin. You cream the butter and the sugar together, and then you add in your liquid ingredients, then you mix in your dry ingredients. I will link the exact recipe in the description below. These turned out just super soft and moist, and my children enjoyed eating them just plain or with some of the raspberry jam that I made earlier on in the video. And it was a sweet, healthy treat for all of us. I love adding buttermilk to my baked goods. It is an excellent source of calcium, and it is very good for digestion, strong bones, strong teeth, good skin, and it is a source of probiotics. So if you're looking to add foods that help your gut biome, your gut bacteria, buttermilk is a great option for pretty much anything that you eat. That is what it looks like once it's baked. It's delicious. Alright, next I'm making some homemade corn chips, the kind to dip in salsa or queso, and freshly baked corn chips are so much better than the store-bought alternative, and they cook really quickly. Once you get your oil nice and hot, it takes about less than 30 seconds to fry them, and you will notice that I did end up burning my first batch. So here's a tip: don't film while you're frying them, because you could end up burning them, because they do fry very, very quickly. They are best consumed once out of the oil, and they do get a little bit stale after a little while. So I would bake them for like homemade nachos or a really quick lunch, and then serve them with queso, ground beef, whatever you have on hand to make a really good nacho dish. Okay, this is the next day, and the apple butter is out of the oven. I used the blender, cooked it again, and it turned out nice and smooth and silky, and I was able to use it as a spread for the crackers that I made the previous day. The final recipe that I made was a cowboy cookie tray bake, and cowboy cookies are essentially like chocolate chip cookies with the addition of coconut and peanuts and almonds. And so I just baked a gluten-free version of that, and I just ground up some peanuts. I added some coconut powder and some almond flour, added some honey and chocolate chips, mixed it all together to make a dough. And then I realized that it wasn't super sweet and I wanted it a little bit sweeter, so I mixed some heavy cream and sugar together and just kind of brushed this cream mixture on it. It's probably not the best way to do that. I would probably next time just add some sugar and cream to the dough and then put it in my tray and bake it the same way. Regardless of however you do it, it came out very, very nice, kind of chewy in the center, crispy on the edges, just like a giant, healthy, filling chocolate chip cookie. I really enjoyed it. It tasted to me a little bit like almond joy, but it was a very filling snack. And what I encourage you with, to make an ingredients pantry in your kitchen, and then once you know your ingredients, you can have fun with it, experiment with it, make new creations, your own recipes.